This is the Recycling, Scrap Metal, Commodities, and Economic Report, May 5th, 2025. U.S. weekly raw steel production rose to 1.706 million tons, up 0.6% from last year, but down 1.2% year to date. Steel tariffs are only partly helping U.S. steel production, but Cleveland-Cliffs is idling 3 operations due to a lack of demand. WTI crude oil price fell to $58.29 a barrel on possible increases in OPEC production, which was confirmed on Saturday. New sanctions on Iranian oil have not yet boosted prices. U.S. weekly crude oil production rose slightly to 13.456 million barrels per day, still off December's record high. Global demand seems steady as U.S. producers remain cautious. The U.S. weekly crude oil rig count fell to 479, the lowest since January. U.S. producers are in no rush to increase production. Scrap steel number 1 HMS composite price fell to $348.33 a gross ton, with more possible downward pressure on a good supply and steady demand. Hot rolled coil steel price fell to $43.70 per hundredweight, which is $8.74 a ton on a good balance of supply and demand. Copper price fell to $4.70 a pound on weak U.S. and Chinese manufacturing data. Aluminum price rose slightly to $1.11 a pound, which is $24.40 a metric ton on both upward and downward economic pressure. China's NBS Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, which is their business confidence, fell to 49, with under 50 being contraction. Tariffs are starting to have a major effect on China. U.S. Q1 growth rate, which is GDP, contracted at 0.3%, a sharp reversal from the 2.4% plus of Q4 2024. The huge growth in imports distorted numbers as consumer and government spending slowed. U.S. ISM Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Business Confidence slipped to 48.7, with under 50 being contraction. Export orders fell due to tariffs as rising costs hurt. It remains interesting that it also fell months after the 2018 huge tax cut. U.S. March goods trade deficit widened sharply to $162 billion, a new record high. U.S. importers raced to beat tariffs. U.S. April new jobs report fell to 177,000, but were well ahead of expectations. Healthcare and warehousing grew as manufacturing and government jobs fell. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 1,203 points to 41,317 on the strong jobs data and possible trade talks with China. China's exports are down. The largest port in the United States is Los Angeles, where the volume drop is expected to be 35% next week. That's going to hurt the U.S. economy. This is Greg Brown. As always, feel free to call or email with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.